What's up, guys? Welcome to my living room. Welcome to my computer here. Today, we're going to talk about how to write a text post on LinkedIn in three super simple steps. So, this was actually a post I dropped on LinkedIn. You guessed it, but I figured, like, why not nuance it, go a little bit more deep in a video. So, the first step you want to take is look for inspiration, right? What are you going to write about? You have no clue. And if you're a beginner, you only want to stay on the left side of this infographic. So the right side is when you're writing from your own experience. To be frank, that's a lot faster, it's a lot easier, but obviously you will need experience for that. The only thing you then need is having the more technical copywriting skill set, which is not so hard to get the fundamentals of. But if you're an absolute beginner or you lack a lot of experience, basically you go to the left side. You want to look for inspirational sources. What can I write about? What is a trending topic? What are things I could write about that people are actually interested in, right? So what you want to do is you have two options there. You're gonna either provide your own opinion on another type of piece of content. Then how can you find these pieces of content? Well, probably you're already consuming content, right? You're already following some industry leaders, some influencers, some thought leader, whatever you want to call it, and basically go to their page, go to their YouTube, go to the LinkedIn, wherever you're following them, basically, and just look at what are they talking about and provide your own opinion on it. So you can literally just link to that piece of content, give your opinion about it. That's the most straightforward. You can also write on the same subject, but use it in your own type of words, use your own opinion on it, as I stated, without directly linking to the subject if you're not copying, basically. So those are things you can do, very easy, very straightforward to start off. The second one is apply things to your own industry, what you see elsewhere. For example, if you have a very broad, very abstract concept of, for example, psychology, that's where I mainly start off with. You can use, for example, psychology concepts and apply it to copywriting or marketing or whatever your niche is, right? So provide your own opinion. If you're, for example, in the entrepreneurial niche, you would go to a Gary Vaynerchuk's website. I'm just saying, like, an example, and you can just read his blog, look at something that interests you, and just take that and give your own take on it, give your 2 cents on it, basically. The other one, as I stated, is when you have a lot of experience. You can write from your own experience. What you then need is just the copywriting rules to actually get a nice text post going, right? So an example for the first step, I'm saying, for looking for inspiration. So imagine you're a paid media agency owner, basically an advertising agency, right? Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever ads you're running, and you're trying to look for inspiration. So what you can do is go to an industry leader, whatever. I looked up Seth Godin. You probably know him. This is Marketing, Linchpin, Purple Cow, just to name a few of his really amazing books. He's like a best-selling author. You probably knew of, if you were like in a marketing niche, you probably heard of him. So he's actually talking about a problem in the industry. Basically, he says, like, unearned attention is a race that can be won, right? So he's talking about providing more value and why basically just spamming people with really not providing any value and shitty ads, why that's ruining the industry, whatever. So you can, step 2 is write your post, right? Actually start. So 2 simple tools I use for this is Hemingway app and Grammarly. Both are free. Hemingway app basically gives you some suggestions. If you write, your sentences are way too hard to read, they will give you some suggestions like, hey, this is hard to read, this is very hard to read, as you can see here. He gives some suggestions. And Grammarly is basically just a Chrome extension you can use that automatically recognizes when you are making spelling mistakes, right? So then you actually write your post. This was just to stay in the same example here as a paid media owner, so basically an advertising agency. I just wrote an example post here. So yesterday I was on YouTube watching my favorite creator, and boom, a get rich quick ad interrupts my video. So what am I doing here? I'm drawing attention in the first 2 or 3 sentences, right? So when you are on LinkedIn on a news feed and you write a text post that's basically longer than 3 sentences, which I highly recommend you to do, then you are going to have, these little dots, and you have to click it, say read more, and you want people to do that. If they don't do that, then your reach is gonna get hurt a lot. So you actually want to have people stop, read more, and this is how you get them, by having a hook, by having drawing their attention immediately when they are scrolling. So yesterday I was on YouTube watching my favorite creator, and boom, a get rich quick ad. You're like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, I want to read more. So you read more. So imagine you'd only see the first 3 sentences. You want to read more probably. So right there, something changed. As paid media specialists, we're responsible for earning attention, not spamming the living hell out of people. Sure, we're hacking attention as advertisers, but it doesn't need to ruin people's time. An ad can provide value to the right people. Let's change the way we do paid advertising. Let's do better. What are you 2 cents on spammy ads like that? So that is like a call to action to give their 2 cents, to respond, which will drive your engagement dramatically, right? So stimulate discussion about that topic. The third step is also very important, which a lot of people actually tend to forget. A lot of platforms, they tend to boost your reach a lot when you get a lot of engagement in the first, I don't know what it is, but a certain time frame, certain type, like amount of minutes, amount of hours, I'm not really sure, but it's as soon as possible. Basically, after dropping your content, after posting your content, you want to have people engage with it, so LinkedIn knows, hey, this is favorable content, people like this is valuable for some people, right? So what I used to do is just send to people to whom this is actually relevant. I would send a message like encouraging them to engage with the post, like you see here. Hey man, what do you think about my latest post? Would love to have your opinion on this topic. I think it can be really valuable for the world to see. So LinkedIn boosts your reach a lot if you do this. So right now I'm doing something else. It's like an engagement group. I suggest you check it out. It's called Lempot. I actually know the founder, Guillaume. He's a really great guy, and this works, but I would say like stay within. So just to give some context, it's like an engagement pod where you have a certain amount of people that basically they made a deal or whatever, like, hey, if I post something, you'll like it, I like your post, you like my post. It's just some type of, as I said, like get some early engagement. I only do this with 20 to 30 people at tops, because otherwise I think it's gonna be like a little spammy. I see some people using this to get like in a huge LinkedIn engagement pod with like 100 or 200 300 people maybe, and so they post something, and like immediately after they have like 200 likes, which I think is just like not coming across as very real and very convincing. And so especially on a video where you can see the video views, then some people actually have like 500 likes and have like 2,000 video views, which is like crazy, because if you would had 500 real likes, your video would be viral as hell. Like you would have like 10,000 or more video views. So people like me who actually know it are, we look at those posts and be like, oh man, that's overkill. Right? So, but initially boosting it a little bit is good. You can just do it in a free way, as I did it, as I showed it right here. Like send it to 5 or 10 people and who would actually benefit from this, who are in your niche, right? So basically that's it for the day. 3 steps how to write your LinkedIn post. Look for inspiration, write it, use the 2 tools, and promote it. Super straightforward, guys. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions for me. And happy writing, happy posting, and see you guys on LinkedIn.